Good Friday evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on FSU Weather on this September 11th. I'm Kissy Cloud.
And I'm Shane Pendleton. It's a sad day in American history, and we're going to go over the events of 14 years ago.
Yeah, on this day, 14 years ago, 4 planes were hijacked. 2 of them went into the New York World Trade Center. One of those crashed into the Pentagon, and then a 4th plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania.
Yes, it was truly a dark day in American history. And in that day, a rather unusual event took place in which all flights were grounded, which from an aviation point of view is an unprecedented historical event.
Yeah, absolutely. A very serious day. One of the worst in American history. But now today on campus, there was an event to honor the victims of 9/11. And that event did take place on Landis Green this morning on the campus. We'll go ahead and take a look at that photo now here.
That's right. I was out there this morning at 9 o'clock a.m. on Landis. The student organization for 9/11 Never Forget put these flags out there on Landis Green in the shape of the numbers 9/11, and students were allowed to write inscription remembering someone they'd lost and attach them to the flags, and a choral group sang the national anthem, which was very moving.
Yeah, very somber situation there, but right now, our very own Matt Reagan, he's on the roof with a report on the FSU home football game against South Florida.
Thank you, guys. We are up here topside today for our quick overview. We've got Doak Campbell Stadium poised in the background, ready to go to take on USF at 11:30. The 11:30 kickoff is something to watch out for. Now, unfortunately, our game day conditions may be less than ideal. We'll get into full detail later on in the show, but here's a sneak peek. Tonight, first, we got 72 degrees as our low temperature with a 40% chance of rain. Cloud cover could be around, and as well as a chance for an isolated shower or two. Now, if you are heading out for a night on the town, I would highly suggest you bring something that could get wet because you may see a passing shower with the approach of that cold front. Now, that's right, I did say cold front. Let's take a look at those weather headlines. We've got a rainy day in for tomorrow and tonight, possibly with increasing showers and instability in the atmosphere. Now, tomorrow, unfortunately, we said it, a wet game day is possible. Bring your ponchos. And if there is a lightning delay, please go under the bleachers because that is the safest spot for you until the lightning passes. Now, Sunday, we are seeing the approach of a cool front. You're watching that one correctly, with temperatures dipping down, not to freezing, but maybe in the upper 50s in some areas. Definitely dry and a beautiful day on tap for Sunday and Monday. Feeling like fall out there for sure. So we're going to get into much more detail later on in the show. But for now, I'm up here on the roof. I got a great view of Doak Campbell Stadium. I'm going to run back downstairs to do the weather. And I will see you guys down there. So here's our anchors back at the desk.
Thanks, Matt. We're all looking very forward to the game. And now we're going to look back in time 23 years to 1992 when Major Hurricane Iniki was impacting Hawaii.
Yeah, the Western Islands especially were impacted by this very serious storm. It impacted those significantly, serious damage, fatality as well in that area. Just a really serious situation, and it's really recognized as the worst hurricane to ever impact the Hawaiian Islands.
It's true. Hawaii is thought of as paradise, but even there, not completely safe from major hurricanes. Fortunately, we're not dealing with any hurricanes in our local weather, which you're going to give us the overview of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and take a look at that, and what we'll do is go ahead and move on here to our local radar across our Big Bend region. At this hour, we do see a few showers that have developed and are starting to make their way in from the south and the west right now, and towards some of the communities around the Apalachicola area as well. But we're going to kind of broaden the view right now in terms of those current temperatures. We're sitting mid-80s across the board. 87 Tallahassee, 86 in St. Mark's. Now, temperatures to the north a little bit cooler, kind of a hint of some of the cooler conditions that are to come here across our region. 81 in Bainbridge, 81 in Thomasville at the 6 p.m. hour. And the heat indices, well, in some areas they're a bit more of a factor than others. Talking about areas around Perry, they're sitting mid-90s is what it feels like there. We haven't seen as many of the clouds in that area, 96, 93 in Valdosta. But some areas that have seen a little more cloudiness are sitting cooler, feeling more like 89 degrees right now in Apalachicola. But now, and those winds, we do see those around as well. They're a little bit gusty, 13 miles an hour in Tallahassee. But what the main weather story is here is the game day forecast. Now, I put this up here just to kind of illustrate the weather situation. Stormy game day, and then, of course, Sunday. That's really those two big weather stories that we need to go ahead and get to now. We'll see a few showers tonight, but tomorrow, unfortunately, it looks like a very nasty game day around. So make sure you bring those ponchos to the game. Serious weather conditions will be evolving across the region, at least in terms of some heavy rainfall. Not really expecting any in the way of severe weather. Can't rule out an isolated strong or briefly severe storm, but again, not really the big concern there. Now, tonight, though, we are seeing 72 degrees for that low temperature. 40% chance of rain. It will be a mostly cloudy evening around. Really the story, mid-70s across our region. So if you're going out tonight, make sure you take an umbrella with you, as again, some of those showers could cause some concerns across our region. But now, planning your game day, we will see that it will be pretty nasty right around the lunch hour when the game will be the worst conditions. We're talking about 72 starting today at 8 a.m., 76 at the lunch hour, and those rain chances will be falling a bit as we get later into the day. It seems as if later into the day actually would have been optimal weather conditions for the game, or at least somewhat more optimal than what they will be at 11:30. Now, of course, we'll go into more game day forecast details here in a few minutes and throughout the rest of this show, but we'll go ahead and move into that 7-day forecast for now. We see 84 Saturday, 84 Sunday, those temperatures mid-80s, but now behind that cool front that's bringing us all the rain, it's really going to cool down. 59 Monday morning. That really tells the story. A nice cool down. Some of our northern counties could be even sitting closer to the mid-50s, it looks like. And in the rest of that 7-day forecast, we will be starting to see a warming trend. Mid-80s and then even lower 90s, 90 on Friday. Those rain chances 20, 30, 40, 50% across our region. But right now, we'll go ahead and take a look now at more of a southeast situation with Jay.
Thank you, Casey. Looking at the satellite in radar, you see a bunch of showers coming from New Orleans, starting to make its way over to Tallahassee slowly but surely. So you expect showers later on into tonight. Definitely going to see a lot more impact for tomorrow for the game, so we might want to bring the ponchos because it will be quite a wet one for game day. But for the rest of Saturday, it's going to be quite wet, except for Saturday night. You expect showers start coming in out of Tallahassee, so it might be a great day to go out tomorrow night, not necessarily tomorrow during the day. Lightning strikes, you see that as well. A big cold front coming from Tupelo, Montgomery, starting to make its way over our area as well as some storms off the Gulf of Mexico. So again, a lot of lightning associated with a lot of storms that's coming in Tallahassee, and you'll see a little more of that later on. Currently, though, you're seeing 87 degrees in Tallahassee, 78 degrees in Montgomery, and 75 degrees in New Orleans. It's quite a wet one all across the southeast, except for parts of Key West. You're seeing a nice little sun there, 88 degrees. In Miami, you're seeing a bunch of mostly cloudy skies at 89 degrees. Now we're going to take a look at the current relative humidity. You see for New Orleans, you see a bunch of rain, means that humidity level is going to be extremely high, so make sure it's going to be humid, muggy weather. Tallahassee, you're not seeing that just yet. We're sitting at 55, and make sure it's like a little more drier air around it. But again, you're going to see a lot more wet weather come tonight and tomorrow. About 24-hour temperature change, again, with a cold front, means a lot more cool temperatures. -9 for Tupelo, -8 for Little Rock. That's a degree drop. You see that with New Orleans as well. Tallahassee, we got raised 5, but we're not going to see that too much longer as temperatures do start going down more for tomorrow and into Sunday. Tonight's forecast is seeing 71 degrees in Tallahassee, 68 in Montgomery, 78 in New Orleans, just a bunch of low 70s, high 80s for tonight. Tomorrow, that's going to change because when we come in for tomorrow, seeing 8 degrees in Tallahassee, 87 in New Orleans, 81 in Montgomery, so quite a cool down seen the past couple of days. We're not going to see that too much longer, but I know it feels like cool weather out the desk for Shane and Casey.
Yeah, that's definitely on the way over the next few days. Something we'll continue to track as it will get nice and cool. But right now we're going to go ahead and transition into talking about Hurricane Carla and weather history.
That's right, Casey. In 1961, Hurricane Carla slammed into the southeast Texas coast and caused a great deal of damage. Lots of rainfall, we understand.
Yes, significant rainfall there, 17.62 inches in the Bay City area, in fact. Just serious rain and serious flooding did occur because of that.
Yeah, and we talk about 1 or 2 inches of rain if that's a lot. This was devastating, and sadly, it resulted in 45 deaths.
Yeah, a lot of fatalities from that. Just a really serious situation all around. 145-mile-an-hour wind gust in Matagorda, in fact. in that region in southeast Texas.
Wow, a wind gust like that, that's a really serious major hurricane. And Jay's going to give us a little tropics in his national out at the wall.
Oh, yes, I will, Shane. Yesterday was the peak of hurricane season for September 10th. We're starting to come down for that peak, but again, a lot of hurricanes. We saw the remnants of Hurricane Henry finally dissipate, so Henry's no more. So there's still a little more development. I'll get more about that later on. Hurricane climatology, again, see a little more tropical moisture coming up from parts of Africa, going towards the Caribbean islands and parts of Bahamas. And you see it's just makes way a little more of the Gulf of Mexico, and we're right in that target zone for most of the hurricanes. So if we do get one, it's a possibility that it could come our way. But again, it's quite quiet right now for our area, for the Gulf of Mexico anyways. But a bunch of tropical depressions up here in parts of Caribbean islands, as well as off to the coast of the Leeward Islands. So again, we'll keep a lookout on that later on into the Atlantic as the weeks come on. Currently, though, around the nation, you're seeing 87 degrees in Tallahassee, 75 degrees in New Orleans. Taking over to the west, you're seeing 98 degrees in Phoenix and 74 in San Antonio. So again, quite a sunny one over in the west. East Coast, you're not seeing that. You're seeing a lot more showers, thunderstorms associated with the cold front that's making its way into the national. But again, with Southern Radar, you're seeing, like I said before, a lot of cold front coming in for Memphis. New Orleans, especially seeing a lot of showers and thunderstorms, as well as Tallahassee. We're not going to see that yet. That's going to make its way into our area for Friday night into Saturday, so keep a lookout for that if you're going to have anything outside. For Saturday, make sure you bring a poncho, an umbrella, and unless you're going to the game, a poncho is needed. I can't bring umbrellas into Doak, of course. Like I said, a lot of shower thunderstorms are mixed way into Tallahassee. For Friday night and Saturday, just in time for game day, unfortunately. So again, not a great day to go out and have fun on Saturday. We're taking it over to the Four Corners now, over in the west. Phoenix, Albuquerque, you're not seeing too much going on, except for the lower half of Phoenix, seeing a little more showers here and there. So again, not too much to be worried about. We're taking it over to the northwest, side. Same for Washington and Seattle. You're not seeing too much per se. Oregon, you're not seeing it much as well. But unlike the west, the east, however, you're seeing a lot more cold front storms. Seeing Detroit, Washington, you're not seeing that just yet. That I see makes way into more Washington, D.C. area for tonight and into Saturday. And we're taking one more look around for airport delays. Nothing to speak of, just a bunch of goose eggs all across the nation. It's just a great day to go out flying for airports. If you have a plane, go out and have fun. I mean, why not? No airport delays. Tonight's forecast, seeing 6 degrees in Memphis, 70 in New Orleans, 71 in Tallahassee. Just a bunch of low temperatures for tonight, so it's a great day to go out, except for parts of New Orleans and Tallahassee. You're seeing a lot more showers and thunderstorms, sadly, to speak of. So if you're going to go out in those areas, make sure you have a poncho and umbrella. Tomorrow, you're seeing a lot more lower temperatures we have seen the past couple of days. Seeing 79 degrees in Atlanta, 82 in Tallahassee, 87 in New Orleans, but a bunch across the west. Phoenix, you're still seeing at 104. You're still a hot spot on the map. But I'd like to know a little more about what's hot in Tallahassee.
I will tell you a little bit more about what's hot in Tallahassee because it's a little bit hot outside. Look at that, 87 degrees out there. It's a scorcher, but that's going to be changing soon, so get ready for this because we've been talking about the game all day, but we're now going to transition to talk about the cold front because this will be the first big one of the season. Right now, though, 90 degrees down in St. Mark's. Of course, that's closer to the coastline, so it's going to be a little bit warmer down there for now, then a little bit cooler to our northern counties. Now, here's the situation that we've got unfolding on our local radar. Over here is kind of the kiss of rain that we're going to start to see move into our area over the next couple days and the next few hours. Cloudy conditions will be on the increase, though, because of the approaching cold front and unstable weather. Now, as Jay mentioned before, we have a lot of unstable weather out there. I mean, look at this. This is just a big blob. That's not a meteorological term, but it is a term nonetheless. Here's the blob of rain that will start to make its way towards Tallahassee, making our game day a bit of a headache. But up here towards Tupelo, draping right through into Louisiana, that's the cold front, the leading edge of the cold front that will be making it feel like fall. Oh, excuse me, here in Tallahassee. Now, we're going to take a zoom-in look here of our local futurecast radar to let you know what exactly is going to be happening here. So we have Leon County here, front and center, with Tallahassee right in the middle. This is tonight as the cloud cover starts to increase and the rain chances. Here's 8 a.m. tomorrow. Unfortunately, our computer models here are showing a bit of rain and even heavier rain out to our western communities. Now, as we put this into motion just a little bit more, over to towards 11 a.m., we still see that rain sticking around. Now, kickoff is at 11:30, so I think rain will probably be in our region at that time, especially here in Leon County. Now, as we move over into the 3 o'clock hours, yes, the rain is still around, unfortunately, but this is a big but. It finally starts to clear out just a little bit Saturday evening at 8 p.m. And then look at this. Those clouds start to sweep away, and look at, we can actually see Leon County now. Beautiful Leon County, all illuminated with the cool weather starting to push in on Sunday evening. Now here's taking a look at what we're going to be seeing on the water if you want to take your boat out in the storms, which I would not recommend. 5 to 10 knots, 1 foot and a moderate chop. Small crafts, watch out. Could be a little bit wavy out there. Look at that sunset, 7:47 each day. The day is getting shorter and shorter. Now tonight, here's what's first. 72 degrees, mostly cloudy, as I mentioned before, from the roof. 40% chance of rain. And unfortunately, like I said, make sure you have something that could get wet a little bit tonight, and especially tomorrow as we head on into our game day. But Sunday, oh, Jay was talking about flying. I think I'm going to do that on Sunday and Monday. Tomorrow afternoon, storms likely. We've been saying it all day. They continue here with 84 degrees. And now, let's look at that game day forecast, because it's looking, we've said it doesn't look very good, but we will still be out there cheering on our Noles, even though it's a little bit rainy. We'll do it either way. So I'm certainly excited about the game. Are you excited about the game?
Oh, of course I'm excited about the game. We're playing against USF. We haven't played them in a while at home, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's kind of an in-state rivalry, sort of a rivalry, just a little bit. Another Florida school.
Yeah, and especially since me and my family, because one of my cousins is actually on the USF team, the running back, so I'm definitely rooting for our team to win, but I hope for the best for him.
Okay, well, we'll be hoping for the best for all of our Seminoles out there, especially the best for the weather as well.
Yes, hopefully it doesn't rain too much when game time comes around, because we are seeing a lot more showers coming into the area around 11:30, so make sure you have the ponchos and umbrella handy, but of course, umbrellas are not allowed in Doak.
Absolutely, and we've been saying about the game, but that cold front, though, that can't get here quick enough.
Yes, I want a relief from the heat, because we all are dying of heat and sweat and all types of nasty.
I think Landis Green is going to be very busy on Monday morning.
Oh, yes. A lot of standing will be involved, too, so keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a busy one out there, but you know where else it's going to be a busy one over the next couple days? Florida. Shane, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. It sure is going to be busy. That relief from the heat you were talking about, that's going to get here gradually, but we've got to go through some very wet conditions to get there. Here's the satellite and radar loop from the last 12 hours. And we've got that increasing cloudiness here in Tallahassee, a prominent precursor to the precipitation that will be following it. All those shades of yellow and orange and even red out there over Louisiana, moving along the Gulf Coast of Alabama right now, they're headed our way, and they're going to be dousing us with lots of rain. Here's a look at the upper level moisture. That means way up there in the clouds, this is what it looks like. And it's not actually green, but this color scheme shows the deep layers of moisture that make it unquestionable that we will be seeing a lot of rainfall over the next 24 hours. Beyond that, just above the banner up there, you can see some lighter shades of orange. That indicates drier air that I personally am looking very forward to. It will be most welcome in Tallahassee. Now tonight, it's currently 87 degrees here in the capital, and notice that it is a lot cooler out in Pensacola. They're coming in only at 78 degrees. That's because they've had a lot more clouds over their region today, so they haven't gotten the chance to warm up in the sun. Fort Myers has been soaking in the sun, though, coming in at 91 degrees. Miami and West Palm Beach at 89 as well. So South Florida will be getting this moisture eventually once it moves out of our hair. But for now, they will be soaking in the sun. Very beautiful sunshine state. Now, the winds play an interesting factor in this right now. They're all coming out of the west and out of the southwest in some regions, and that's pushing all that moisture I showed you earlier off of the Gulf of Mexico and into our hair, and really fueling those thunderstorms that will be crashing into our region, knocking on our front door tomorrow morning. Here's a time lapse of what we expect to see. That rain will be moving into our area in the early hours tomorrow morning, and we're sorry to say it'll stick around until early afternoon, so make sure you take your rain gear out to Doak Campbell Stadium. As for tonight, how low will it go? 71 degrees will be our low. Similar conditions in Jacksonville and Pensacola. 79 in Miami, climbing to 82 degrees tomorrow in Tallahassee and in Jacksonville, 89 in Key West. Now let's send it off to Zach for a special report on game day.
Coaches and players of Florida State don't exactly remember the last time they slept in past 11:30 a.m. on a Saturday. One thing's for sure, though, they won't be sleeping in past 11:30 this Saturday as the number 11 Florida State Seminoles take on a USF Bulls team in Doak Campbell Stadium. Now, while this game time begins to ring to a different tune for a lot of those younger players, it's a wake-up call from those 8 primetime games we saw last season for our Florida State Seminoles. In fact, only one noon game happened last year, and that was an away game at Syracuse. It's the first home game with a kickoff time before noon since 2013. So it's definitely a wake-up call for those younger players. But while a lot of the fans' attention is on the start time of the game, the coaches and players are turning their team to a USF Bulls that possibly still linger in their mind, the 2009 win at Doak Campbell. Do you remember the last time the USF Bulls came to Florida State in 2009?
No, I wasn't here yet myself, so.
Do you know the outcome of that game?
I heard we lost.
2009, the Bobby Bowden era is coming to a close, and while no singular loss cemented Bowden's retirement, some still look to the scoreboard of that hot September day in 2009 and say that game's what did him in. South Florida traveled to Doak Campbell on September 26, 2009 to face the number 18 ranked Florida State Seminoles. The Bulls went on to knock off the Seminoles in a stunning feat, 17-7, with the help of not only a backup QB, but one who was raised in Florida State's Smith Hall dorm as a child. With the help of rising backup quarterback B.J. Daniels, who led USF to a program-defining upset only 6 years ago, USF was on a pathway back up. The Bulls were looking to unthrone the traditional power teams of Florida and make a name for their own selves. Meanwhile, at FSU, after Bobby Bowden's retirement, the Seminoles were headed in a different direction. Florida State hired Jimbo Fisher as their head coach, and Fisher took to the helm of this crestfallen program, and in 2010, his first season as head coach, led FSU to 10 victories, the first time this program has seen that high a victory count since 2003. They returned to the ACC championship, and with it, a fan base, one that seemed to grow from the ashes of defeat, suffered from that USF loss only a year past. In subsequent years, FSU's fan base has thrived under Fisher's leadership, and just last season, FSU saw an attendance rise of 9%. And a loss in a January inaugural college football playoff was Fisher's first in 30 games. But time has passed. New players and coaches on both sides of the ball make this game much different than it was that September day. Since 2011, the Bulls have only won 15 games, and their fan base has dwindled, leading USF to return nearly 9,000 of its allotted 10,500 student tickets for this Saturday's game, a steep contrast from its nearly 13,000 sold in 2009. But look for a prideful USF Bulls team to hit Doak Campbell on Saturday, looking for a 2015 win just like they did back in that hot September day of 2009, especially under new head coach Willie Taggart and with their quarterback Quentin Flowers looking like a Super Bowl team last week against Florida A&M back home in Tampa. Reporting live in studio tonight, Zach Covey for FSU.
Thank you so much, Zach. That was a great report, and I think it was rather interesting to see a kind of an analysis of the football game.
Yes, but you know what also is interesting? The hurricane climatology that we've seen the past couple of days.
Yeah, it is hurricane season after all, and we're going to do an abbreviated tropics segment here. Henri is dead.
Yes, we saw it as 11 a.m. this morning. It is now no more, so there's no more hurricanes or tropical storms to speak about. There's a couple of disturbances here and there in the Atlantic, but nothing really too much to talk about. There's only like a 10% chance of disturbance the past couple of hours.
Yeah, we don't have really anything to worry about at all right now. Really, the only thing that we are worrying about is the game day forecast, which we keep bringing up, but
yeah,
it's
hopefully
almost here.
Yeah, hopefully we get sun. Crossing fingers because we all want the best for our Seminoles because take on USF at 11:30, like keep saying. Mm-hmm. And also, no selfie sticks are allowed in the stadium either. So
yeah, no selfie sticks. So no selfie sticks at all. But Shane, you've got one more thing to tell us before we wrap up.
That's right, guys. Selfie sticks aren't allowed, and neither are umbrellas. So as useful a rain wiping tool as they are, you better take your ponchos if you're headed out to watch us take on USF. Right now in Tallahassee, it's 87 degrees. The humidity is only down at 55%, but we can expect that number to spike soon. Here's the relative humidity across the whole Big Bend region. Up there in Bainbridge, they're coming in at 79 degrees as the moisture really fuels into their area. Same in Apalachicola at 72%. Now, As the rain moves into our region, the relative humidity is going to climb up higher and higher, and that's just going to cause a lot of frizz factor. It's not going to be a great hair day tonight, nor tomorrow, that's for sure. We can see the earliest traces of that rain moving into our region right now. Some light showers to the southwest of Wilmette and also offshore near St. George Island at Apalachicola. Otherwise, the broken clouds are really starting to thicken up across the Big Bend region, so we can expect an early sunset as it's going to get dark earlier than usual under those clouds. Here's our futurecast looking at the rain coming in tonight. Spotty showers through the wee hours of tomorrow morning, and then the really intense line comes knocking on our door around 7 a.m. Most of us will probably still be in bed at that time, so the worst of it should be over by game time. Here we are at 11 a.m. getting closer to kickoff, and the rain is starting to move out of our region, and if we're lucky, it will only be rainy for about the first half of the game, because once that gets out of here, a few spotty showers may linger behind the main event. But otherwise, skies will be clearing. We may even see the sun come out for a beautiful sunset tomorrow after what is sure to be a Seminole victory. Now, after that, we'll actually be able to, as Matt said, see Leon County again from the sky. And down here on the ground, we'll be able to see the sun again, and that will be most welcome. And the temperatures will be spectacular as well. The winds out of the north behind this front will allow colder and drier air into our region, and I'm sick of sweating through every single day on campus, so I'll be out enjoying that. 72 degrees tonight, under a 40% chance of rain. Could see the isolated thunderstorm, but nothing really to worry about. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, our game day forecast. Or maybe we haven't been waiting for it because it's got a thunderstorm on it with 79 degrees. Like we've been saying, if you really support your Noles, grab your Seminole rain gear and head out to Doak Campbell Stadium, because rain or shine, the Noles are certainly going to put on a fantastic performance. And after that, the beautiful weather begins. Sun on Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Similar conditions Monday, and you might even need a light jacket as you get up to those conditions at 59 degrees, followed by a slight chance of rain in the middle of next week. Guys at the desk, excited for game day?
Oh, yes, we are. Hopefully, Mr. Shining Shane can shine us on a little more of a shiny day for tomorrow.
I like shiny things, especially the shiny cold front that's coming. I even have it on my notes that pumpkin spice lattes are back, too.
Yes, finally, Starbucks is bringing it back. I know we're all super excited for it. I know Mr. Alex Cordero, one of my really good friends, loves pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, and this pumpkin spice latte does mean that fall is back.
Yes, and fall-like temperatures are expected for the next couple of days. You're seeing a lot more about that when we take on to 7-day. We see Monday, you're seeing a lot more cooler temperatures. The low is actually maybe in the 50s, so we keep an eye on that because that looks pretty crisp.
I'm really excited for 50s, and as a South Florida guy, I don't know, I might need a big jacket for that one.
Oh yes, me and you both. We're both South Floridians, come from the same area, so big jackets are an absolute must for us Monday. But the rest of the week is looking pretty nice. Temperatures do go back up. Friday, you're seeing about 90. That's the only 90 we see.
Yep, it's going to be a great beginning of the week. I'm really excited to see those cooler temperatures come down, and we've had a great week here at FSU Weather.
Yes, but of course, if you loved our show, you can like us on facebook.com/FSU Weather, follow us on twitter.com, and always watch our dazzling faces on livestream.com/FSU Weather. And we also have an Instagram account, which we love posting what we do behind the scenes and what happens.
Alrighty, thank you very much, everyone. Today is 9/11, and we will never forget what happened on this faithful day.